Hello everyone. On the screen you can see four types of preference share, but when we categorize it, it will be eight types. So here we are talking about types of preference share. First one is the cumulative preference share. Cumulative, as you already know, that preference shareholder will get dividend at the end of the year at the fixed rate. But it may be possible because preference shareholder are also considered as a owner of the company. If company is not able to pay dividend this year, so in that case they have to accumulate that dividend and they have to pay dividend of previous year as well as current year. For the purpose of understanding, we can take example like you have invested in a company 1 lakh rupees. Whatever share you bought, that is cumulative preference share. So in the suppose in year 2020 company is not able to get the profit, so they are not distributing dividend this year. So next year when we talk about in 2021, it means if you have invested 1 lakh rupees, so you will get 20,000 as a dividend in 2021, which include 10,000 for the 2020 and 10,000 for the 2021. So that is called cumulative preference share. But when we talk about non-cumulative preference share, so in case of non-cumulative preference share, if you have invested in non-cumulative preference share in 2020 and company won't able to distribute dividend on that because they didn't get profit, so in that case in 2020, if company is not able to pay dividend, so it is not necessary for the company that they have to pay uh, dividend for the next year also. So cumulative preference share, non-cumulative, in case of non-cumulative preference share, shareholder will get dividend only for the current year. Company is not liable to pay previous year dividend if they are not able to pay dividend in the previous year. So that is the difference between cumulative and non-cumulative. Next one is the participating and non-participating preference share. Participating, it means you can take example like you have invested in participating preference shares. So you know that preference shareholder will get dividend at the fixed rate. So suppose company profit is 10 lakh rupees and they have to distribute 1 lakh to the preference shareholder. So company paid 1 lakh rupees to the preference shareholder, and after that whatever be the profit remain, that will be taken by the equity shareholder. But if it is participating preference shareholder, so company first pay to the fixed rate dividend whatever decided by the company, that will be distributed to the participating preference share. And after that whatever amount, if it is remain, then whatever amount remain, part of that will be distributed to the equity shareholder, whatever management decided for that. And after that, if anything remain, it means first we have given already whatever profit 1 lakh rupees to the equity shareholder. Suppose 4 lakh they have paid to the equity shareholder. 10 lakh profit, out of 10 lakh profit, 5 lakh already they distributed to the preference shareholder and equity shareholder. Now 5 lakh rupees remain. So if you have invested in the participating preference shares, so obviously company will distribute it means participating preference shareholder have right to take part of the residual profit after divided to the preference and equity. So whatever 5 lakh rupees remain, that part of 5 lakh rupees first distributed to the preference shareholder, and after that whatever remain, that can be distributed to the equity shareholder. So that is called participating preference share. Next one is the non-participating preference share. If you have invested amount in the non-participating preference shareholder, so in that case whatever, like same example, 10 lakh rupees you have in, 10 lakh rupees is the profit of the company. So 1 lakh rupees is the fixed dividend that will be distributed by the company to the non-participating preference share, and remaining 9 lakh will be distributed to the equity shareholder whatever they decided according to that. So in case of participating preference share, preference shareholder have right to get part of the residual profit after distributing to the participating preference share and equity share. And non-participating preference share do not have any such right to take share of the residual profit. Next one is the convertible share and non-convertible share. When we talk about convertible share means those preference shares that can be converted into equity after a specific time. Whenever company issue share, at the time of issuing share, company mention the terms and condition, and according to that terms and condition, company can convert these shares into equity share after a specific period of time. So that is called convertible preference share. Non-convertible preference share means those share that can't be converted into preference share in their lifetime. It means it will remain preference share during the lifetime of the company. So that is called non-convertible preference shares. Next is redeemable share and irredeemable preference share. So as we already know that preference share, it means company have to return their capital after a specific period of time. So redeemable means company have to return the invested amount of the preference shareholder after a specific period of time, whatever be the terms in the terms and condition that mentioned by the company during the issue of the preference share. After a specific period of time, company have to return that invested capital to the preference shareholder. And second one is the irredeemable preference share. It means like equity shareholder will get their invested amount after winding up of the company. So when we talk about irredeemable preference share, that means that share amount can't be returned by the company during the lifetime of the company. But according to law, or it is mentioned in the company act, that company can't issue preference share more than period of 20 years. It means company can issue preference redeemable preference share up to 20 years, not more than that. So irredeemable preference share is not possible to issue. Now next topic, advantages of preference share from company's point of view. If company issue preference share, so what is the advantages that uh, for that purpose company issue preference share? First one is the appeal to the cautious investors. Appeal to the cautious investor, it means some people won't take risk. They generally invest in those area where risk is minimum. Like if you ask to somebody that where you want to invest, so most of the people will like to invest in the bank FD, because return is certain and your amount will remain safe. In the same way, some investor will like to invest in the share, but they will like security which is secured. So cautious investor, those investors who don't want to take risk, they generally invest in the in preference shares. So appeal to the cautious investor. No burden of the on the profits, as already we know that the preference share is shareholder will get dividend at the fixed rate. So if profit is there, then preference shareholder will get the dividend. If profit is not there, so no such kind of restriction on the company that they have to pay dividend. Like you can take example, if you have taken a loan from the bank, so it is compulsory for the company to pay interest on that, whether company is getting profit or not. But in case of preference share, it is not compulsory. If company have enough amount of profit, so company will pay. Either company is not getting profit, then they won't pay dividend to the preference shareholder. So no burden on profit. Equity shareholder have full voting rights, full power to take decision, and nobody interferes in their management. So if company is issuing preference share, so in that case there is no possibility that preference shareholder will take any objection on the decision of the management, because they don't have any voting rights. So it is always beneficial for the company to issue preference share instead of the new equity shares. No charge on assets, as we already discussed at the time of equity. No charge on assets, because that equity preference shareholder are considered as a owner. owner of the company. So if preference shareholder are considered owner of the company, so it is not possible that company will give any assets as a mortgage to the preference shareholder, and then after they will take loan, instead of capital they will take loan. So no charge on assets. You are the owner of the company, so whatever they want to invest, they have to invest without any kind of mortgage property. So company if issuing preference share, there is no, they need not to mortgage their assets for the purpose of arranging capital from preference shareholder. Trading on equity, as I already explained, that when we talk about trading on equity, it means like preference shareholder will get fixed rate of return dividend. So if in case any year profit is higher, so whatever amount that suppose you have to pay 1 lakh rupees to the preference shareholder, so and company got this year 10 lakh rupees as a profit, so you have to distribute only 1 lakh, and remain 9 lakh rupees will be get by the equity shareholder. So most of the company issue preference share because they will get the benefit of trading on equity. It means presence of preference shareholder will sometime increase the return of the equity shareholder, because they will get the fixed rate of dividend, and if they will get the fixed rate of dividend, whatever profit remain, that will be distributed by the equity shareholder. That is called trading on equity. Next one is the flexibility. So flexibility, when we talk about, like I already explained that debentures are redeemable. So when we talk about flexibility means, like if you have issued equity share, so during the lifetime of the company, that equity share can't be redeemed because they are the real owner of the company. But when we talk about preference share, these shares are considered as a redeemable share. So whenever company have excess amount of profit, in that case company can return that amount to the preference shareholder. So that is the flexibility. Sometimes company issue preference share, but investor won't like to invest in the preference share. So companies sometimes issue convertible preference share or participating preference share, because most of the investor like that they will get fixed rate of dividend, as well as if extra profit will be there, they want to get that profit. So in that case, company generally just for satisfy the needs of the investor, company issue participating or convertible preference share. So that is flexibility. Next one is these all points related to the advantages of preference share from company's point of view. Next point, from investor or shareholder point of view, like you want to invest in the preference share, so what is the benefit or what is the advantages that attract investor to invest in the preference shareholder? Less risk. So when we talk about less risk, if we compare equity shareholder and preference shareholder, so equity shareholder are the real owner, they have the voting rights, they have the management rights. So whatever decision they are taking, that decision they are the responsible. If company face any kind of crisis or any kind of winding up situation will be there, so company will first pay to the preference shareholder, and after that if any amount remain, then that amount will be returned to the equity shareholder. So if we compare preference shareholder with the equity shareholder, so preference shareholder will bear less risk as compared to the equity shareholder. Next point is return of investment after certain period of time. If we talk about, like already we talk about the redeemable and irredeemable preference share, and in that topic we have seen that maximum period for company can issue share, that is up to 20 years, not more than that. So in case if you want to invest in the preference shareholder, the maximum limit that of the time period, that is 20 year. After that company will return that amount to the shareholder, but that is not possible in case of equity shareholder, because whatever they have invested, that will be returned in the case of winding up of the company. Before that, they won't get investment back. Next one is the equity shareholder won't get their invested amount back during the lifetime of the company. Next one is the area of dividend also accumulate. That already we have studied in cumulative preference share. When company issued cumulative preference share, so in that case, company is not getting return or amount this year, or like 2020, you won't get dividend because company don't have that much profit. So in 2021 you will get 10,000. Suppose dividend amount is 10,000. So for 2021 you will get 10,000 for 2020, and for 2021 you will get 10,000. So it means if you are not able to get dividend in a particular year, in the next year you will get previous year amount as well as the current year amount. Thank you. In next video we will talk about disadvantages of preference share.